is my subject-orientated interactive learning resource. It's a blend of e-learning tools. I can't show you some in as much detail as I'd like to, but I will try and get around it as much as possible. So, please work. Please work.
Should work, because it's working downstairs.
There you go. Right, so my intention was, first of all, I have been moved class, so I was with like the older children, and at the moment I've been moved with the younger children. And in the first week I noticed that when it was story time, the pupils were not engaged with their seat. The staff were literally just chasing the kids, trying to get them to sit and take part in the story. And I thought I need to try and make a tool that can combat that and increase the engagement in the pupils in the class with a more interactive approach, as opposed to just sticking on a YouTube video. And I thought this would allow for a higher staff ratio to support the pupils in engagement on the carpet. And the synchronous learning tool could then be incorporated across school to hopefully improve story time. So I used a mixture of multiple e-learning tools. So I first used PowerPoint to create the interactive story of we're going on a bear hunt. So I used my voice to tell the story. I used widget symbols, and I tried to change some of the pictures to cartoon pictures just to engage the children. I used Imprint. Imprint is a program that we use at our school to create symbols to allow the pupils to be able to read. So I used Imprint then to help with the story, and I've also incorporated Imprint into quizzes, which I was very impressed with myself. So that was really good. We then used Purple Mash, I did, to use as my assessment tool for the task. And then we used the quizzes to assess their understanding of the story. So I've demonstrated blended learning. So it uses multiple approaches to deliver learning by combining face-to-face learning interactions with online activities. So as much as I would love to have created an asynchronous learning tool that could have been used without my input, unfortunately, with the needs of the pupils, we can't do that. I need to be present. I need to be giving immediate input, immediate feedback. So I did some initial research first. I did this in the statement of intent that we had to do, and I thought I'd display it to you. This is the initial research I did for the widget software. So this is the symbols we use them in PECs, but we also use them to help with reading. So it's really good because the symbols are permanent, they stay on the page, and even if some of the other pupils are fluent in reading and their understanding is great, it doesn't take away their progression because the words are still underneath the symbols. Okay, so it's a really good tool to use in school. Okay, then for Purple Mash, I did some more research. So I wanted to see the impact that Purple Mash has on pupils' learning and understanding. This study was actually carried out by themselves, so maybe it might be a little bit biased. I'm unsure. I found it on their website, but I find it really good because it has a whole school curriculum and it also decreases my workload. So it's fantastic. Everything's on there already made, ready to go, and it slots in with the curriculum. And we use Purple Mash for IT at school. So this is the research, and I've also linked it in. And this was just to carry on to help with quizzes, helps with the self-regulation, and it reduces anxiety. Obviously, with the pupils in my setting, anxiety with tests probably wouldn't be as prominent because of their understanding. But obviously, for some of the older children, this is very relevant. For my younger children at the moment, they just see a quiz and they think it's fun. So yes, that was my research. So the tool that I made was a synchronous learning tool, and that just means that it occurs at the same time in the same place. All the learners in the class were able to access the content and activities at a specific time at school. Students did have some control over the pace of their learning, but they could not dictate the time or place. And they have access to me as the teacher and also the learning support assistants and their peers whilst completing the task. So that was from Tuckey 2025. And this also gives me opportunity to provide faster input on the spot assessment, and obviously if there's any misconceptions or if the pupils are accessing the learning tool incorrectly, obviously I can slot straight in and correct that. So my tool is a synchronous learning tool. So this is in my setting, we use Waltz, which we are learning to as our lesson objectives. So as you can see, the lesson objectives on the left is what I would use for the older pupils with greater understanding. On the right, this is the lesson objectives I use with my younger pupils. So we've used Widget to obviously display the lesson objectives to the pupils. This enables the pupils who can read fluently to read it, but also the children who have no reading skills, they obviously can access the picture, so it's more accessible for everyone in the class. So my waltz was to listen to the story with We Are Going on a Bear Hunt. We had to order the settings that was in the story, and then we all took part in a quiz to show our understanding. So my learners' needs. There's 13 pupils in my new class. 2 of the pupils require one-to-one support, and there are 4 members of staff. So there is a teacher and a TA for the remainder of the class, and 1 member of staff for each of the one-to-ones. The 2 pupils with one-to-ones display a lot of behavioural difficulties, aggression, not sitting, struggle to engage. In the class, there is also 3 different ability tables, which is hard to adapt your worksheets for, and they all require support to complete the task. So it's a lot of running around, and it's also that they cannot sit that long. Okay, the observation, that was my observation. So story time can be challenging, so I wanted to change this. So the legislation that I had to look into and consider for my resource was first e-safety. So obviously with my pupils' understandings, it's really funny because their understanding can be quite low, but on IT computers, they're whizzes and they can get everywhere that you don't want them to be. So to promote e-safety, instead of encouraging them to type in the website of Purple Mash, I went onto the computers and made it so it was a tab that they had to click on from the homepage. So that reduced them going onto any other websites that I did not want them to go on. Child protection, I had to consider child protection with photos. I did try to take photos so I could show you how the pupils access my resources, but obviously with their learning needs, their faces were everywhere. It was hard to blur out. It was disastrous. So I just decided in the end to go for print screens to show you what they have produced. And for copyright, I had to consider copyright because of the book. The first trial of it that I did, and I showed it Adam, I said that I had used a lot of pictures from the book, and obviously that does not abide by the copyright rules. So I have tried, for my resource, I have took a couple of pictures from the book that are more relevant, so the pupils understand that what I have made supports the book, but I've also tried to use cartoons as well, so I don't get in trouble with copyright. Right, so I'm not going to play it all. I'm going to skip a lot of it because my voice is disgusting. And yeah, so this is what I did to start off.
Love this.
It's
My favourite book.
I hope it's going to play. Please play. Oh no. Hang on. Is it going to play?
Press the play there and it should hopefully.
Oh, it's not playing.
Is it because your audio was off before you've done?
Oh yeah, maybe it's
We
because
turned our audio off, didn't we?
Turn your volume down on you. Don't turn the audio on the team. Just put the. Don't worry.
It's going so well.
Don't worry, I'm gonna have the same problem because if I want to show, a clips.
That's it. Just go into there. Just.
Can we just get this over and done with? That was really good.
Okay,
That was
right,
really
so we'll
good.
go back
I was
now.
like, mine's not as, graphs and stuff. Just, like, thanks.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh no, so sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Right, okay, sorry. Can I just have your attention? Sorry. Make sure I'm so sorry, guys.
Fine.
But we're going to go back onto this one just so because my instructions were on this one. Go.
We're going on a bear hunt. We're going on a bear hunt.
Oh.
We're going on a bear hunt.
While watching the screen and listening carefully, because your work is going to involve you ordering the settings in the story.
So, as the story goes along, as you can see, there is cartoons. We have got the widget symbols on the side. I also printed off physical copies for some of the pupils that struggle to look at the screen a lot, so they could go through it and point. So it was adapted to meet all the needs of the pupils. So
Going to capture
Right,
a big one. What a beautiful day.
Cool.
We're
Not scared. Uh-oh. Grass.
Go over, we can go under.
long
Wavy grass.
Think about memories.
We can't go under it.
I think every parent's read this little story.
I've read this about
So as you can see, for the so it obviously they can link in their head the story to what I was producing. I did include some pictures from the story, and obviously I've got the learning support assistants to go around with the book as well. So that means I'm gonna like zoom ahead because I don't want you to just listen to all that because you'll get. So that was my story. So. For the feedback, I would have loved to have given out forms and whatnot, but obviously the needs of my kids, it's very complex. So what I did was I had simple yes and no symbols. I gave very basic questions to the pupils like, did we like this? They would decide yes and they would decide no. Everyone decided yes. One of the pupils in my class said that he wanted me to get good at voice impressions. So he said next time I do a story, he wants me to do voices to the characters. So that's what I'm.
Fair enough.
You could get somebody else to do the voice.
Exactly. So I have been practicing. So like I am going to. I've promised I'll make one for this half term as well. And I said I am going to use voices. So I am going to implement this again. There was only one pupil who didn't like my resource. In the whole class, and that was because he had to do a timeout just before I'd made him do a timeout. So I think his answer
Malicious, right?
yeah, I think it was a little bit malicious, but I was okay with that. That was fine. Like, oh, okay, that's okay. But overall, the class really enjoyed the resource. My class teacher, who previously did this course last year, thought it was absolutely fantastic. I've sent her a copy of it. She sent it to her sister. It's going around school, and I have said that like when I create more, I will continue to share. So that's promoting collaborative practice. So I'm quite impressed with myself for that. Oh, we're not going backwards. We're not going behind. So then for Purple Mash, I'd love to show you this. I did try and get logins from the IT coordinator at my school, but unfortunately, because it's linked to our school, I couldn't get your logins. But it's okay, don't worry. So on Purple Mashers, it's a ready-made curriculum. You can type in things, popular stories like we're going on a bear hunt, and things are already made, which saved me a huge amount of time. So the task that the pupils had to do was they had to order the settings that the family went on the bear hunting. They had some words at the side, the sounds that they could drag across. I thought this was a really good innovative way, as opposed to just cutting and sticking and gluing it down on a worksheet, that they could creatively show the journey that the family went on the bear hunt. So when I set the to-do to the pupils, obviously I wrote it in the description. You can't hear it, but I actually voice record it so I could actually say it. And the pupils also had little widget cards, which was very simple, kind of step by step. So this is how I assigned it. So I thought there's 3 different ways to make it really inclusive. So as you can see, this is the basic template that the pupils had to work with. So the swishy swashy on the side, they could all be dragged. And obviously it started with the house and ends with the cave. So this was one of my pupils' work. I know his name's on the bottom, but you can't see his surname, so it's safeguarding. So as you can see, he's had a go. He's done it all in the correct order. And at the end, he's had a go at actually drawing the bear, which I thought was really cute. And I thought it was just a great way, as opposed to just a worksheet retelling the story. He actually asked for this to be printed off. He took it home. He's put it on the way wall. He's really impressed with it. So I thought it was a really innovative way that we could do it. Obviously, some of the other kids, I don't know if I've got, no, I haven't got their work. Some of the other kids probably wasn't as easy to read as that, but obviously it's their own independent work. So I was very impressed either way. Oh, we've gone back 2 seconds. Oh no, 2 seconds. And then the one thing I think you can all join in on, if I can get it to work, is the quiz. So I created a quizzes, and I think this should work. Do I have to press start now, or do you have to?
I think we put our names in first, don't we?
Okay, so if you want to have a go at my quiz that I made.
Join my quiz.com.
Can't Mark's in the way. Again, I can get from
The
here.
code 738.
8417.
Get it?
Different markers.
And.
Yes. Happening. There you go. Now I found that there was a way that you could actually implement the widget tools into it, which I thought was really cool. I didn't know you could do that before. And literally when you add a picture, you can actually put the symbols on. So it's all good. Are we all in?
Yeah.
Yeah. These were. So as you can see, I know you're all taking part. I did manage to put the questions in at the top with the symbols, which I was really impressed at. Has everyone answered? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm really sorry that it's because for my pupils, it had to be teacher directed. So each question I had to like finalise, because if I've got like 10 seconds to answer with their needs, it was not possible for us all to get around and do it. So obviously each question is. Don't have to do it all, guys. You really don't.
Quite competitive.
We're not scared to do it.
Everyone had a go?
Orders. I was up there. Incorrect. I thought they were scared.
No.
They're not scared.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I'll get right
No.
is this.
I just got these all.
One thing I'll get right is this. I missed the first one.
Oh, the ones who've got kids, can't you?
Oh, I definitely got this right. I'm acing this. I missed the first one.
Oh, but no.
I'm acing this. Come on.
Don't read a story. I love that you're all doing a quiz on the bear, which is fantastic. In the river, what did they find?
Oh, God.
Oh, I've got it wrong.
I forgot what they were after the river.
I know.
Oh, I forgot after the
Give me
river.
a chance to come back into it.
Got it wrong.
Broadhurst got it again. Bloody hell, he said.
How did they get through the forest?
Yes, you know.
This bit wasn't on your slides.
Boris, mate. It's got to be Annie. There's a few wrong there.
Stumble trip, stumble trip.
All in the leaderboard here. 50%. Score. Good.
Was that one, Adam? Right, so obviously that was my quiz, and I don't know if I've started your end lesson. Sorry. Yeah.
So then you score.
I've done it all. Right, so obviously,
Oh my God.
I thought it was good because I kind of like mashed imprint and quizzes together. So
I
obviously,
got all them right.
well done,
Yeah.
well done.
I got them all right. I missed the first one for some reason, but I got the others right.
Yeah, but
How
you
come I was
still
I don't know.
too slow.
You still quizzing.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
so I was quite impressed that you could actually get the widget symbols on, so it's more accessible and more inclusive to everyone. So that is the end of my my resource.
Showcase.
And this is my bibliography that some things I use. I hope that was beneficial for you. Just before you go, I have this that I will send out. It's literally very small. It's 3 questions long. It literally says, what did you like about my e-learning resources? How effective was my e-learning resources? And what could I improve for next time? And I'll send it you. And yeah, that's it. I'm all done.
Well done, brilliant start. I've pressed the stop record up there because for some reason my laptop's frozen.
Need to stop.
Brilliant start, well done.
Brilliant,
Stop record.
lovely.
You're gonna follow that one?
I was going to follow